Hi, I'm Mike Brewer, pastor of the Blue Ash Presbyterian Church, and this is Mike's midweek message for August 26th, 2020. A weekly short pondering that maybe will provide you with some food for thought or inspiration for the rest of the week. My primary exercise is walking. I like to walk around the neighborhood, no destination in mind, just walking. And in my years of walking, I started noticing the plants that grow around the neighborhood. Not just the flowers and the bushes and the trees, but the weeds as well. I'd notice some weed and I'd take a close look at it and I'd look it up when I got home because I like to know the names of things. And then it wasn't long until I was doing research on these plants because it turns out weeds are fascinating. I was out with my granddaughter on a walk the other day showing her plants, and we came across a vacant lot with some mulleins growing in it. The mullein is a tall, stalky plant with a spike of bright yellow flowers on top of it. It's biennial. The first year, the mullein just grows a little rosette of leaves on the ground. The second year, the big central stalk comes up and blooms, and then it dies. Mullein was brought to this country by European settlers because they used it for various remedies, herbal remedies and herbal tea. It's supposed to be useful for helping with bronchitis and breathing disorders. I really can't speak to that firsthand, but it's a striking plant. If you look it up, you'll see that you've seen it around before, you just never paid much attention to it. It has soft, fuzzy leaves, which gives it the nickname cowboy toilet paper. I won't fill in the details for you on that. But the name mullein comes from a Latin word that means soft, referring to the leaves. It grows up in places that have been burned off or clear cut. It comes up in vacant lots. It has a deep taproot, and the taproot draws nutrients from way down deep in the soil, brings them up, adds them to the leaves, and then when the leaves fall off and decay in the fall, it puts those nutrients back up in the topsoil where other plants can reach them. Some pioneers would take the dried stalk and dip it in tallow and use it as a torch. And it was reputed to be a good way to keep witches away. Fascinating plant. But it's the kind of plant you could walk by without ever noticing. Now, if these ramblings turn you into an amateur botanist, naturalist, then good. Good. I think that's a good thing to do. But that's not really my point. My point really is that we really don't care about things until we see them. Until we notice a thing, we have no reason to be interested or to care about it or to learn about it or maybe even to cultivate it. I was chatting with someone the other day who had met a celebrity, and the woman was so impressed. She said, he really looked at me. I felt like he actually saw me while we were talking. It's a shame that is an unusual experience in today's world, but it is. To actually see someone, to actually look at them is a real gift. And maybe the reason we don't treasure one another, maybe the reason we don't care as much for each other or care for each other the way God would like for us to, is because most of the time we simply don't see each other. It's hard to love what you don't notice. It's hard to care about what you don't see. The thing is, though, as you practice, you see more and more. When I go on a walk now, I see spurge and purslane and chicory and ragweed, not to mention mullein and honeyvine, milkweed, and all kinds of things. I've learned to see them, and in seeing them, I've learned to cherish them at some level and appreciate them for what they are. Maybe that's the secret to making our society and our neighborhoods and our families a little better. Seeing each other for who we are, appreciating each other for who we are. Maybe that is one way to start changing the world and making this a better place to live. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate your coming in to listen for a few minutes. And I'll be seeing you around, I hope. In the meanwhile, though, be strong, be safe, and be faithful. Bye. See you soon.